Hello everybody! Welcome back to another episode of Spirit Hunters Infinite Horde. Today we are taking a look at the starter weapons again. Yeah, we are going back to basics. We are going to the starter weapons. They're all pumped up, they're all powerful, and we are going to try and just level them up. And if we are leveling something up, we are going with Vivian. Yes, that is what we want. The toss-up is, what starter weapon do we want? Definitely not spears, or in our starting position. Orbital Fire is fun. Cleave is definitely amazing. But I think I'm going to go with Arrow on this one. Arrow, we do want to level up very high for a boss killing potential. Cleave will be a good backup. Orbital Fire will always be good. And Spears will just be nice protection. So let us do that. We are going to head to the Dark Forest. We're going to go with 30% speed. That is as difficult as we can make it. But I think we're going to be pretty okay with these starter weapons. Again, the starter weapons definitely have a very strong place in my heart. Every single one of them is ridiculously good. We are on a fantastic character. Again, my favorite character. I just like the fact that I don't have to officially worry about actually picking things up later on. Let's just get set up. We have the cleave already. I mean, the cleave already is beautiful. We do want to take some damage, but we're just gonna finish off our set. Have the full set. The combo is created in the first 4 levels. Perfect. At this point, we don't really care what we level up. We're just going to level up everything. Focus on Arrow when it comes up, especially its speed, but realistically, it doesn't matter. This weapon set right here already is very strong in its base level. I mean, arrows are doing 13 damage a hit. They have a guaranteed drop for blue souls, which is amazing. Guarantee is just you can't argue with it. You can't. Don't get me wrong. Cleave is very close. Actually, yeah, let's get some cleave size. Why not? We have it. It's been a while. It's been a long time since I've had cleave, actually. It is quite refreshing. And we already have 2 upgrades into Arrow's cooldown, making it a solid 1 second. So fantastic. I do need to pay some attention early on. I've gotten used to Magnus, oddly enough. And with Magnus, the problem there, what's the problem with Magnus? You get used to actually healing. You heal quite a bit, and it makes you a little lazy. I will say Magnus has made me lazy, and that's not a bad thing. It's okay. It's okay to be lazy. Just remember that you do want to step it up sometimes. I do want to find a pet or something. I want to make all these things big. I want to have fun. Cool. You know what? I'm not going to do the cleave cooldown. Cleave cooldown does take over a substantial degree. And we did find a pet, so I'm happy with that. Cleave will just be there as a 1.8 second helper. We will make it big, we will make it strong. Not really going to worry about its crit all too much. Again, focusing on the arrow, focusing on a little bit of everything here and there, and I think that will be fun. If we were focusing on the orbital fire, dot damage, I would definitely take... You know what, let's take Ouya. Who knows, maybe we will actually get some orbital fire upgrades. Maybe that'll be a thing we try to get as well. Get the orbital fire. Maybe not max it out for its size or its speed, but maybe we can, just maybe, max out its dot tick speed. That would be pretty fun as well. So, just trying to have fun with it. But cooldown of Arrow, it will be number 1. We want that for the boss. Plus, again, as our starter weapon, it's the one that's going to guarantee the blue drops, the blue souls, energy, or experience orbs, not energy orbs, all of that. So we do want to focus on the Arrow above all else, because we want as many experience points as possible. So it's getting bigger. As it gets faster, it will then turn into our very good experience generation. It's a little slow right now, especially with Cleave, killing things before it gets there. But once it gets to the point where it's firing so fast, we're going to be fine. I am not worried. We have all the wave clear in the world. We have the best wave clear weapons in the game. The strongest weapons, I think, overall. This is a powerhouse of a team. Now, what we don't have... I will be very real. What we don't have is we don't have support. Orbital Fire is definitely a backup. It is, more supporty if you don't level it up. I do like it as a support, but compared to other things, it is not what I would consider a true support. True support being vines, being mines. Twister is a pure support ability. Those really help you survive while not really taking center stage. And again, they don't need to be leveled up pretty much at all. Let's go for Rupert. Who doesn't like more money? More money, more rerolls, more fun when you hit the shop. It's all good. Have not really seen too many for... Oop, a big death right there. He will hurt, but luckily we have our lovely arrow. Do we care about... Yeah, let's get some crit rate on the arrow. Why not? Alright, Death. Let's go. Okay. I was going to say it was me or him, but he's definitely coming real fast. So that 30% move speed, it adds up. Definitely makes it the most difficult version. But again, not really too bad. This is more of a casual, fun, relaxing, time. I think we've basically crossed all thresholds that we need. We're already down to 0.4 seconds, so oh man, we're having multiple arrows. They're covering large areas, so yes, we are happily very, very strong. Get some more size, get them bigger. That way we can just make sure we are killing the hordes when they come. We should have a horde wave coming up. And again, we're level 30, 4 minutes into it. And this is a map that I think is more notorious for not gaining that much experience. So, good on Vivian. It's been a while. I have missed it. Just all the extra experience. It really does add up substantially. Let's go, Spears. Yay. It's nice when you just can relax. You can level up what you want. I'm not trying to build the most powerful build in the world. Maybe I should, but at the same time, all that would really turn into is get cleave maxed. Go, that is effectively most powerful build worthy. Get cleave maxed. Pick other stuff. Maybe go orbital fire, max out dot with that. What else would be good with cleave? You probably put like 30 points into cleave. Maybe you get orbital fire, it's dot speed. Let's get some dot speed going on that. What else would we want? Support is great, of course, get like vines to help, but at the same time, is that powerful? Probably not. So what else? What else would we want in terms of pure power? You could get shurikens, and just getting shurikens number up would be very powerful as well, so you get that, maybe 10, 15 points into there. You do it on desert, so you could easily get to like level 80 as with Vivian. So we could do that. You'd have 80 points to spend, in essence, 70 some odd points to spend. So what would that yield? Is that worth it? Is that what we want to see? I think that would be kind of fun. Again, cleave would be the star of the show, but we wouldn't put all the points in it. You probably would avoid crit, not needed. Maybe not max out damage, not needed. As long as the cleave is killing all of the minions, then it's doing its job, and we can have arrow or shurikens for the boss. We would have the dot speed for anything else, if anything gets close to us. And lastly, what would we want last, though? That is the big question. I don't really know what I would want last. In terms of just, this is killing potential on a minimal level budget. That's the key. It's the minimal level budget. Because there are a lot, we could just say, hey, get, arrow maxed as well as bone maxed, blah, blah, blah. But it would be on a budget. So maybe bone, but we just focus on the speed. So that would probably work as well. Let's get more size again. It really, cleave right now is just an assist for when we get surrounded. We have that one swing that can sort of clear an area in front of us. It's just nice to have. We do want more arrow size, I think. I think we want to... look at this. This is arrow at its finest. We have the spears as protection around us. We have the cleave doing its thing. And we did just get the 0.2 seconds. So we are glorious. I mean, look at this. The guaranteed drop of experience is massive. You know, these red reapers don't know what is hitting them because they're getting hit by 5 different arrows at a time. Unfortunately, they are also respawning right next to me, and that's never fun. But another boss. There goes the boss. That was the boss we fought earlier. Oddly enough, he died a lot faster. Can you believe it or not, everybody? I am quite surprised. And of course, that means we have hit multiple thresholds. Again, is my health low? I mean, it's not perfect, but you really only need it high for certain phases. We got through that Red Reaper phase. This is more of a walking phase. These guys will just follow you around. If you stay in one place, they will swamp you. But what's nice is they sort of go to where you are, stop, and then retarget. So if you go in one direction and then sort of turn around, look at that. They're all grouped up. Nice and pretty for me. I think these guys are actually one of the worst enemies in this zone. So they're just problematic because they're all moving on their own independent sort of movement timer. They don't really move as a unit. And they're all moving towards you from a different direction, and then they stop and retarget. They can get pretty annoying. But hey, we have the super arrow, so we're shooting them down. We got the accuracy, we got all the experience. Again, we have cleave, but we're still maximizing the potential from our arrow in order to happily get this experience that it's guaranteed to drop. Guaranteed drop is so massive. Other characters cannot touch the amount of experience that Vivian can because of things like that. But at the same time, again, while they can't touch it, other characters do have their own blessings. Again, Magnus's health, I've been playing with it. It is, with some of the weapons, like bone and things, just ones that just give you 2 health every second, basically. It really adds up and is pretty fun. Still, my least favorite character, don't get me wrong. No, excuse me. He is my least favorite character, but I can see goodness there. It really is fun to be immortal, but nowhere near as fun to be the destroyer of worlds, basically. I'd rather be able to say, hey, I'm level 50 right now, or 49. I wasn't sure if it was going to update to 50 or not. That was my fault. But I'm 49. If I was on Magnus, I'd probably be about 40. That's a big difference. I'm gaining substantial amounts of experience because of this. And, we have a maxed out arrow for the most part. Its damage isn't, its crit isn't, but for the most part, it's essentially maxed out. We will get some more damage in here. Its size is now maxed out. It's as big as it's going to be. And look at this. We have waves coming at us. If they get close, we do have a cleave swinging out. We have our spears jumping out of the ground. It's a beautiful sight to see. These starter weapons are all you need. You can definitely get through the entire game just on starter weapons alone. Where if you were to go with other weapons, it would be a lot harder. Because again, these starter weapons, they are the wave clearers for the most part. They're the best, most efficient wave clearers, I believe. Again, you could make the argument that Tornado is Twister. It doesn't have the damage to back it up for the higher health waves. For me, personally, that's just how I feel. I would like to... Alright, we'll keep going with arrow damage. That's fine. Ooh, look at that. Mini boss. Ooh, he's out of here. He's so fast. He's so fast. And he's dead. I would like to indeed get the orbital fire dot up. Just in case anything comes near us, we will have that as a backup. Now, this will finish off the arrow damage. We are not going to plus zones. Again, I believe arrow and shuriken are the ones that can do that. I am not going into the pluses. We're not going to get to Crazy Town because I want to upgrade some other weapons too. We could very much get our arrow to be doing, 180 damage on a crit and things like that. But, I say where's the fun in that? Well, there's a lot of fun in that. But, you know, let's just buy some crit and some damage. We don't need the damage reduction. We have the clear. In my other runs that I've been doing, you know, don't get me wrong, I love a lot of the spells that I've been using. I love Grand Hex. It's sort of a guilty pleasure of mine. It's also terrible, but no, come on, you can do it. You can get me. All right, we'll do cooldown of Spears. Spears is again just a good backup, you know. So I am quite okay with that. So Grand Hex is my guilty pleasure. I just have fun with it. So I do miss it right now. It's just fun. It just does its own thing. You know, it hits things. It'll stun things. It does a good job. You're not going to rely on it. And there are times when you can. You know, when you're desperate. You know, you're going from Grand Hex to Grand Hex. If its cooldown is maxed, you can kind of start to rely on it a little bit. But it is nowhere near as effective as, you know, as you can see. Cleave, Spear, Arrow, Orbital Fire if things get close. Again, once we have the dot tick speed, if anything gets close, especially if it's bigger and slightly slower, it's going to get hit by the dot. It's going to be taking monstrous amounts of damage. There's the dot speed. Almost there. Just 2 more, I believe, levels, maybe 3? I wasn't looking at the level count. I do know that it gets down to be 000, but that could be true. I have to wait and see. But where are the other pets? Come on, that's what I want as well. You know. And again, we chose Arrow as number 1, which is, again, why I didn't want to super focus on Cleave. Cleave does tend to take over. I will be doing another Cleave video. I have done a Magnus Cleave video in the past. I want to do another one. I do love Cleave with Magnus. I want to actually see if I can sort of count the hearts, because hearts are the best way to heal. I mean, healing 1 or 2 health every couple of seconds, yeah, that's nice. But being able to say, blam, I just healed to full because I killed a wave, that is amazing. So, thank you very much for that. Oh, look, there was a mini-boss. Who even knew? I'm just sort of walking in circles. I heard him. You know, you hear him. But look at this. The arrows are just going everywhere. It does not matter. We're getting pretty close to where we want to be. I'm going to try 1 or 2. Oh, we only have 1 more reroll. There it is. That's the last dot speed. We got it. And look at that. We have very few other levels. But we're doing pretty good. Again, this map, not the best for leveling compared to other maps. This map, as well as the Spine Dunes, I believe it is, the second desert map, they both have... You generally will get less levels in them than other maps. And that's part of their difficulty. You know, you can't really argue with that. That is a difficult thing that you have to overcome. And thankfully, you definitely can, because... I mean, we're playing as Vivian in this one. In others, you know, again, you just max out 1 weapon, choose whichever weapon you want, and you're pretty golden. Are we taking a lot of damage? I mean, we are taking a hit or 2 here. It happens. I can, you know, get the official circling on. I don't really care to. Let's get a little bit more size so we can get... Let's see if we can... Oh, God. Hey, look at that. The dot is working. The dot is working. Okay. Got it on something. Something was close enough and big enough to survive a hit. The dot does work. Let's just keep making it bigger. Look at that. They're dotted. Oh, I think... Alright, come on. Dots. Look at them. Look at that. It's protection. For these slower, bigger enemies, we now have ultimate protection. So, we didn't really do much to this, and we have ultimate protection. We're getting the cooldown of the spears to a reasonable level. Again, that's just more protection, more AoE. Woo, look at him go. There we go. Arrow, just doing arrow things. Again, one of the beautiful things of Arrow as well is the fact that it does not have a minimum or a vanishing point when it hits a target. It just goes through everything. Piercing is immense. It's one of the reasons I do think it is superior to the Shadow Shurikens, because the Shadow Shurikens, if they pierce, they would be so much more efficient. just a wall of piercing things. Again, they would be significantly more powerful, but at the same time, you know, it kind of feels bad when you see something like Arrow that can just say, I'm just going to go through everything in the world right here. I have Cleave. I'm going to cleave through everything in the world right here. I have Spear. I can hit multiples with one Spear. Bone, while it does disappear when it hits something, it at least explodes. So maybe if the shurikens exploded like the Bone, just a little bit, half damage, that would be pretty effective. But unfortunately, we got what we got, It's still a good weapon, so I don't even know. It's not even like I'm complaining. I'm just sort of pointing out little ways that it makes weapons feel lackluster compared to others. But at the same time, you can also argue that, hey, it does the most damage of any weapon in the game, which is pretty fantastic. It's the only ability that can get to 100% crit. I did find out on the Discord that the broken banner upgrade for the tier 3 cleave, or maybe it was tier 2. I think it's the tier 2 cleave has a banner upgrade in it. And what this banner upgrade does is essentially nothing right now. It's broken. But it's supposed to gives 5% more crit on the banner upgrade for cleave. So cleave is actually supposed to be a 100% crit weapon, which blows my mind that cleave can get to 100% crit as well. Holy moly, that is ridiculous. Love it. Looking forward to it. Again, they will fix it. Don't know if it will be changing. Got to 71. On this map, I do remember when I was using Magnus on a much better experiencing map. I was at 69 at one point. So, nice there, but Vivian gets the XPs. So yeah, this was basically just, compared to what I've been doing, a walk in the park. A nice little breeze, a nice refresher. Based on the Discord, I see some very cool screenshots coming up about some of the things that they're doing. They are heavily testing the shooting enemies and bosses, so we will expect to see surrounds with things shooting at us. I don't know if we can destroy their projectiles. I don't know if we have to dodge out of the way. It's all very exciting, and I'm very much looking forward to it. So that is what they're currently testing. I do still hope that this patch may be out in the next week or two. It seems like they are making some very good progress. Seeing a lot of the tombstones and the snakes for the new maps and things like that. So we shall see. I think it's going to be very good. I'm hoping in the next week. I mean, things look like it's progressing really well, and I am seeing things that look like they're being in finalization, but there could always be 10 more things on their checklist behind it. So it does depend on where the developers are. They have stated that they want it to be a good patch. They don't want it to be a patch where they put something out and then say, oh, guess what? There's 300 bugs in it, we have to fix it today. No, they want to release it in a state where it's playable, it's ready, it's good to go. You're not going to go in and say, oh, this is completely broken. So the developers, that is their mindset. They don't want to do quick releases with multiple patches to fix that release. They want it to be released and that release to be good. So I respect that mentality, and I think it's great. It is a shame because I want this patch so bad, but you take what you can get. It will be coming. And what's nice is, while I do have a stock down here, they have stated that really you don't need a stockpile very much at all. Prices will indeed be coming down, I believe they said, and they want it to be new player friendly. So that is very important to note as well, that you don't need a huge stockpile of things. I have more than enough. Also, the conversion prices will be coming down as well to make them more friendly and make you want to use them, because this is ridiculous. I mean, I can get 16 of these. It's nothing. And I can get 66 with my purple orbs. I can get 66. It's painful. But thank you very much. Leave me a like, comment, subscribe, all those good things. I try to get to comments as soon as I see them. Almost guaranteed within 24 hours, but I try to get to them a lot sooner. I do check periodically throughout the day. So thank you very much if you do. I hope you have a wonderful day. I will catch you next time, and happy hunting.